So, here we are. It's all come down to this. We're finally just about here. I will be seeing The Voyage of the Dawn Treader tomorrow night because I'm seeing a midnight showing, so that's technically, Thursday morning, Friday night, or no, Thursday night. I always get that mixed up. Thursday night, Friday morning. Okay, so I'm seeing it tomorrow night. It's Wednesday night right now. So, just over 24 hours. I'll finally be seeing this film. So it was for Voyage of Caspian. A funny thing happened, like about the day before, maybe the week of the release, where it just kind of hits me. It's like I just remember just thinking, wait, I'm actually gonna see it. It's just kind of like hard to believe I was finally seeing it after all that anticipation, all the time spent speculating. Oh, what are they doing? What's happening? All the rumors. Like, oh, no, I'm actually gonna see it. It's like you get so used to, so what's the news today? What are the rumors? What's going on? You just get into that routine so much that when it finally comes time to see it, it's like, oh yeah, at some point I'm supposed to actually see this. Oh wow, that's how it was for Voyage of Caspian. I was just like, I can't believe, I just can't. It didn't even hit me that I was actually going to finally see it until I was actually sitting in my seat. This time for Dawn Treader, I think I got over that about 3 weeks ago. It was right about the time I did the theatrical trailer analysis. It was like, I've seen enough. I just need to see this freaking movie. Just reached that point to where it's like nothing else to be said. Just gotta see it. A big part of that is going spoiler free. I think and that's part of the reasons why. That's probably the big reason why I haven't posted as much. I think I'd post a video almost every day, but it's like, well, it's not. I'm actually going to try to stay away from even thinking about Dawn Treader as much as possible. I'm still posting the news and all that stuff, but just trying to not dwell on it too much, just because I just want to go in very, very fresh tomorrow as much as possible and not be thinking about all these different issues. That's the main goal. It's just like clear my mind as much as possible. It's funny. I guess maybe I can talk about it now. This is basically, it's probably my last video before I see it tomorrow, and my brother is going to be my mother and my brother are driving up to see it. It's going to be kind of a big event for us. So I'll probably have I'm sure tomorrow after I see it, and I get back, I'll post my thoughts and possibly their thoughts as well. We'll see if they want to take part. So expectations right now, I don't even know anymore, and I don't want to know right now. Let's just go see it. I officially don't know. Again, that mix between skepticism that comes from seeing the footage and overall good opinions. So it's like, well, maybe in spite of some of this bad stuff, it's still good, or maybe the stuff that looks bad, maybe it isn't so bad. It's certainly a possibility that things that look so bad in trailers can actually be good. I remember when I first found out about the night raid in Prince Caspian, for example. I was on the set of Prince Caspian in Prague. I remember, Ernie Malick, the publicist, was leading me and the other writers, over to the next set. Like, okay, so now the next set we're going to visit is the Miraz Castle courtyard, and there's a huge action scene here where Peter and Caspian and all the Narnians, they try to, take Miraz down and raid the castle. I was like, what? I mean, I didn't say that. I was kind of thinking it, though. I remember thinking, oh, come on, here they go again. Why am I not surprised? Finding a place to throw in action scenes, this is going to be so annoying. Maybe not blasphemy, there are worse things they could do, but gosh, this is really annoying. And then, so I was really kind of annoyed with the night raid when I first heard about it. And then I saw the film, and just seeing it in context with the film, I finally I understood why they did it. Lewis mentions all these battles in like one page, and they're important battles because it brings the good guys to their lowest point, and they have to seek help. In the movie, that help is Aslan. In the book, that help was the Horn. It's all about restructuring the story, making it more cinematic. And so seeing it in context, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, it makes more sense to do one big battle, and probably most importantly, it emphasized the sadness of the old days being gone, the hope that they might return, really hit home. Oh, Lion the Witch, this is not the Narnia from Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe, when all those creatures and Narnians were trapped behind the wall. That would never have happened in Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe. It's like, wow, the innocence is gone. This is serious. People are dying. It really kind of emphasized what it kind of reinforced the heart of the book. There's certain parts of the night raid I don't like. I don't like seeing Reapy Chief retreat. I don't like "Did you kill my father?" that whole scene. But on the whole, I overall like the night raid scene because seeing it in context. I was like, okay, now I see why they did it. And or maybe so the Seven Swords plot sounds so terrible. Maybe seeing it in context. Okay, I see why they did it. Maybe I won't love it, but I'll see why they did it. Like with Peter, the changes they made to Peter's character in Prince Caspian. The idea was good. Expand on the arc in the book, make it longer because of the way we're structuring it. Okay, the general arc they came up with then was a good idea. The execution was terrible. Horrible acting, horrible writing, terrible directing. So they had this good concept, and the execution was terrible. Still, I look at that as like, okay, they had valid reasons for making that change. They just did a really bad job going about it. So maybe the Seven Swords plot will be like that. I don't know. So it's happened before. I've said, I think I'm going to hate something, end up kind of liking it. or at least under or end up maybe not loving it, but being kind of sympathetic. I see why it was done, and maybe it's not so terrible in from a certain point of view. So where I'm at, I could go either way with Dawn Treader right now. Really, I remember with Wardrobe, just totally excited from the very beginning when I heard it was coming out. Oh, Wardrobe, it's gonna be awesome, and obviously kind of worried. Okay, who's making this? Who's making it? But feel like I think this is probably gonna be really good. Then seeing it, and it was good. I was a little bit disappointed. It was good, but not it wasn't kind of the near masterpiece I was expecting it to be. But it was overall good. Prince Caspian, it was like, okay, so now we've established, after Wardrobe comes out, waiting for Prince Caspian to come out, and my initial thoughts before seeing any footage or before it started shooting or anything was, okay, well now we know, we've seen Wardrobe. Here are people that obviously they make compromises in the name of short-term commercial gain every now and then, but in general, okay, these are being made by people who want to stay pretty faithful to the book on some level, so that makes me excited for all the other movies. But with Prince Caspian, I was like, okay, I don't question that the desire is there among the filmmakers to make a faithful adaptation, but I was skeptical of their ability to do it. I was just looking at the book and going, I don't know how you can make this into a movie. Not their fault. It's a great book. I just don't see how it can be a movie. And then I slowly kind of got won over, seeing footage like, okay, maybe this can be good. And there were things. Yeah, I looked at my videos, occasional like the kiss. That's probably the lowest point, and Peter and Caspian fighting, and all these things like, oh, what are they doing? But on the whole, on average, I felt like I was like, okay, I think this might be good. And Prince Caspian ended up being pretty much what I expected it to be. Yeah, pretty good. Not great. Has some big problems. Has some big weaknesses. Also has some big strengths. On the whole, both on net, Wardrobe and Caspian are both, pretty good. Not great. Good, but not great. Enjoyed them. With Dawn Treader, I started out being pretty excited. Oh, especially new director, new studio, fresh start. My favorite book. I always viewed Prince Caspian as kind of a speed bump they had to get over. Oh, Prince Caspian, hard book to adapt. They can just find a way to get over that hump. We can get on with the books that are actually much more suited to film. And so this feeling of, okay, fresh start. And my favorite book in the series, and I think it could be a great movie. I'm not going to say, I was like, this really has potential, I think was my attitude. Moving into production, still feeling pretty good, loving the design I'm seeing. And it's really when the trailers started coming out, I think that things kind of took a turn for me, and I really started to feel bad about it. When the next trailer came out, I really started feeling bad, and I just almost to the point of despair. I just started going down, down, down. The reviews started coming in, reactions like, wow, people really like it. Narnia webbers really like it. And then seeing bits of footage here and there that are encouraging. I've seen 2 clips. Actually, I've seen one of the. I've seen at least 2 clips, and one of which I really liked was encouraging. The other one, I didn't really like it as much. As I 2 videos ago, I think it was the one before the BBC interview. I talked about that, but so I'm just with Dawn Treader now going, I don't know. Like, how do I feel about Dawn Treader? Depends on which day of the week you ask me. I'm just kind of sometimes I'm kind of leaning more towards the I don't like the way the trailers look. I don't like the way it's being marketed. Have you seen some of those new posters? All the different character posters, like Return to Narnia with Reapy Cheap. He's prominently featured. Okay, Return to Narnia with Lucy. Whatever. Return to Narnia with Aslan. Then they have Return to Narnia with the White Witch. This is probably the most disgraceful, annoying piece of Narnia marketing ever. We know she's only in one scene. Return it. Oh, it's so annoying to see that. It makes my blood boil. Just like the idea of the White Witch being in the film at all still kind of bothers me. But then seeing it so prominently featured in the poster, I was like, are they trying to screw with me? Even though I know she's gonna have a brief role, maybe I'll even end up liking that too. There was a recent interview with Tilda Swinton where she said, "Oh, the White Witch really scares these kids, and they never really get over that." Seemed pretty pathetic to me. It's not the impression I get from the book at all. That, oh, they just never get over it. I don't see that in the book at all. And the theme I see in the book is that yes, you do conquer evil ultimately. You do get past these things. It's not just, oh, evil scars you forever and you never quite get over it. I don't really see that theme in the book. I think that there is a sense of ultimate victory over evil in the books. So I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. I didn't really go for that. And also, I think the scene in Prince Caspian, where the movie where Edmund basically stabs the witch back, as Andrew Adamson says in the commentary. Oh, it's kind of a completion of an arc for Edmund. I agree with him. That seems. Oh yeah, he's gotten past her. He wasn't seduced by her magic. He got past her. So in addition to sort of contradicting a scene in the Prince Caspian movie, I don't think it's in the spirit of the book at all. Just this idea that they never get over it. Give me a break. That just seems pretty lame too. We'll see the movie. See it tomorrow night. I'll talk. That's the only reaction that truly matters. I hope this franchise is not. I mean, I feel like the census grows more and more that this sort of franchise is just kind of licking the crumbs of greater franchises. This new quote from Michael Apted just came out recently where he said that he would be surprised if all 7 films got made. I was real surprised to hear him say that. He said that it's about continuity of characters, and they don't have that in Narnia. And basically, when I read that, what I see is, as the series goes along in the books, it's going to become harder and harder to make it like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. So it might have a hard time getting it made. Narnia is really unique in that aspect of having all these different characters, not just not much continuity as far as characters. It's really unique in that way, and I hate the idea of them trying to rob the series of that. And I talked about, we've made some changes in Dawn Treader that'll help. Yeah, you made some changes in Dawn Treader that to me feel like you're going to rob it of something that's really unique about it. Embrace what makes it unique. They make all these changes made for short-term commercial gain bug me. The themes in these books these books have been around for 60 years, and the themes in these books and the impact these books will have matter far more than any profit Fox or Walden will ever made. Any profit they will ever make. 10 years from now, who's going to remember? Who's going to care the profit that Fox and Walden made? What matters is these themes. That's what impacts people's lives. That's what makes a difference. There's really important ideas in these books. Money, like 10 years from now, who's going to care that they made that money? I hate seeing Hollywood gobble it up, just trying to squeeze all the money out of it. I hope that's not what's happening here. There are definitely people at Walden who want to make great films, great faithful adaptations. But sometimes I wonder if just sort of the need to also support themselves and the need for the film to be a commercial success kind of chokes that out of them sometimes. I don't know. We'll see. On the whole, Voyage and Caspian definitely made some compromises in the name of short-term commercial gain I didn't like. But on the whole, I still liked them. I'm hoping at least that'll happen with Dawn Treader. I could go either way right now. I want my next video to be a big, long, angry rant about Fox and their marketing, saying they've misrepresented. This is a great film, and they've misrepresented. Oh, that so annoys me. Did the same thing with Watchmen. Watchmen is one of the only, possibly the only thing that can compete with my heart. That can compete with Narnia. It's for a place in my heart. I love that book so much. The trailers for the movies were horribly misleading. It's actually a really fantastic piece of art that they make it look like cheap, stupid action story. And I hope that's what's happening here. I hope I can come back here and talk about, Fox, they got it wrong. So it's got about a minute here. Wrap up. Final thoughts. It's been about 2.5 years since Prince Caspian came out. I've been reading Dawn Treader. Ultimately, Dawn Treader is about the longing for one's true home, the joy of finding it, that sense of adventure of sailing into the unknown, the debt of honor of Caspian, all these things. Duffelpuds are cool, but that's really the heart of the story I want to see in this movie. I'm going to try tomorrow just try to forget about all these issues, forget about the MLG, forget about how the Dawn Treader looks. We know it looks awesome. Forget about the Seven Swords thing. Just forget about that. Just say, hey, love this book. Hope it's a good movie. Hope the heart of the story is honored. Just try to be as clear as possible, as clean slate as possible, and go see it. So, guess that's it. Been 2.5 years since Prince Caspian came out. Hard to believe. Tomorrow's December 9th. Be 5 years after Wardrobe came out. Wow. So, I will report back sometime tomorrow, or technically very, very, very early Friday morning, I would imagine, with thoughts on the movie. My first review, or impressions, really, I guess. So, until then, the anticipation's been fun, but now the long post-movie analysis journey begins. This is just the beginning of the journey, okay? This is to warm up. The real analysis begins after the movie comes out. So, until tomorrow, where I'll have my first review. This is Glum Puddle signing off, as always, further up and further in.